Victor Sena. The fourth umpire, Mark Van Waldingen. Ladies and gentlemen, the NCAA promotes good sportsmanship by city athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner today. If you have any radio comments or other contributing actions directly with officials, team captains, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated. And our grounds for you will cause the fight and competition. Also, production of or production of alcoholic beverages are prohibited. Ladies and gentlemen, let's play ball.
And welcome back to Allendale, Michigan. This is the NCAA Division II Women's Softball Regional being played at Grand Valley State University. Game 2 coming up momentarily. It's Hillsdale against Wayne State. Two teams that have played a lot in their history against one another, but not so much lately because Hillsdale 2 years ago decided to move on to the Great Midwest Athletic Conference. Wayne State's still a member of the Great Lakes Intercollegiate Athletic Conference, but they are meeting today. And they are playing for the second time this year. Earlier this season, Wayne State got the best of Hillsdale, winning a game by the score of 4-3 in 8 innings. Hi everyone, I'm Tom Cleary, your host for the action here. This is game 2 of the day. Earlier, Grand Valley put itself in a commanding position on its home field, defeating Southern Indiana, the defending national champion, by the score of 2-0 on a one-hitter by Allison Lepofsky. She struck out 10 in that game. The Lakers scored runs in each of the first 2 innings and then played solidly behind their pitching ace, who picked up her 28th win of the season. That means Grand Valley advances to the finals tomorrow, and one of the 3 teams still in the event besides Grand Valley, these 2 teams in Southern Indiana, will fight it out today. Whoever survives will have to win 2 against Grand Valley to emerge from this region victorious. But right now it's Hillsdale and Wayne State, and first pitch, grounder up the middle, is into center field off the bat of Wayne State's Rainey Seneca. First pitch base hit against Natalie Walters to start the ball game. Walters came on in relief of Dana Weidinger yesterday and pitched quite well for her side. Hannah McClooney bats next here for Gary Bryce's team. Wayne State in yellow and green jerseys, white pants. It's going to be small ball, a bunt here. Catcher's going to have to hurry, not going to get there in time. And beating that one out because of a little bit of a traffic jam out in front of the plate was McClooney. So 2 pitches, essentially 2 base hits, 2 runners aboard. Not exactly what Hillsdale had in mind. A bunt single following a base hit to center field. And now an opportunity for Brianna Kressler. She's showing bunt here and gets it down. They're going to let it roll foul. They do, and it just barely goes foul. That could have been a big, big issue for Hillsdale. Natalie Walters starting in the circle. Wayne State comes back with Megan Guitar, who was a hard luck loser yesterday against Southern Indiana. Shut out the Screaming Eagles for 5 innings, then gave up 4 runs in the 6th. But Southern Indiana couldn't double up today. They were beaten by Grand Valley as Lepofsky got her first shutout of the NCAA tournament. Lepofsky pitched well yesterday against Hillsdale, but gave up a late home run in that contest in a 6-1 Grand Valley victory. So Grand Valley on to Saturday play. This is down low. Gives us an opportunity to talk about the umpires for today's game. Victor Sena working the first game of the regional for him behind home plate. First base, Rick Havercroft. And at third base, Tony Sullivan. Big opportunity right now for the team from Detroit. That pitch sails high from Natalie Walters. The count goes to 3-1. And on deck for Wayne State is Brooke Turkle, the designated player, who might find herself in an enviable position. And she will. With the bases loaded, nobody out. Really nowhere to go if you're Hillsdale, so you're going to have to throw some strikes. It'd be interesting to see what Gary Bryce is thinking here with his designated player, Turkle. Will she be swinging right away? Are they going to make Walters try to throw a strike to combat these first inning nerves? She is swinging on the first pitch. It's up the middle. It could be a force out. Throw back to first, not in time. So kind of a tough call there for the second baseman for Hillsdale, Amanda Mara. She could have flipped to Sam Ketron, but didn't do so. They got the out in the middle of the field. The run scores on the play as Seneca crosses the plate. It's a fielder's choice. Second baseman unassisted for the putout. And with Seneca coming home, the first player of this game to hit, Rainey Seneca scores the first run. I would expect that we're going to see both these teams score some runs today, even though the wind is blowing in here at Grand Valley on kind of a chilly day. I think these hitters have had a lot of at-bats. They've gotten used to seeing some of these pitchers. Here's a ball in the air on the right side. This is going to be problematic. Going back to make the play, the second baseman, here's the tag, and the run will score from third. What happened there is Amanda Mara went back. She bumped into Anna Dixon as she made the catch, and that really eliminated any opportunity for a throw to the plate to try to stop that runner from third, Hannah McClooney, scoring. And so the good news for Hillsdale, they picked up back-to-back putouts, but the good news for Wayne State, they've scored a couple of runs to take a 2-0 advantage. This is in the air and out of play on the right side. Turkle is still on board. She is the runner at first base now with 2 out, but Seneca and McClooney, who started the game with hits, have both come across to give Wayne the early lead. The Warriors on top after scoring their first runs of this regional. That pitch just misses, so says Victor Sina. And this is a player that has a chance to help her own cause. The pitcher, Megan Guitar, batting right now. She's right on that one. Count goes to 1-2 though. Guitar on the ground is short. Throw across in time to get her. Nice pickup over there by Emma Johnson at first base, and Wayne State finally retired. But after the first 3 players reach, the Warriors come up with 2. Bottom of the first inning coming up. Wayne State 2, Hillsdale coming to the plate. Hillsdale will look quickly to get back into this one, trailing 2-0 in the bottom of the first inning. They've got their best hitter up there, Katie Kish, the All-America outfielder. Got a couple of hits in the game against Grand Valley yesterday. Came into the NCAA tournament batting .411 in 50 games this year. 69 hits prior to the tournament. She had a couple, as I mentioned. Kind of a throwback player. Left-handed hitter, not a home run hitter. No home runs this year. 7 extra base hits, 3 triples, 4 doubles. She just kind of looks like a pool shark out there. She just aims for an area and seems to be able to dink the ball right where she's trying to get it. Had a couple of hits against Allie Lipovsky yesterday where almost like she was just blocking the ball into the outfield. A very good player from Hillsdale, certainly the best they have to offer, and she ran up as if to swing. That was a strike. Tried to check. That ball, I'm not sure if it was in the zone or not, but I think it was indeed an attempt. Megan Guitar hoping for the lucky yellow jersey today. Wayne State wore all dark yesterday and came up a loser. That ball floats in. 1-2 the count to the leadoff hitter, Katie Kish, facing Megan Guitar for Wayne State. And there's Katie Kish again doing what she does. She just seems to look for a spot and redirects the ball to where she's pointing. Really a tough out.
Number 1, Amanda Mara.
Here's Amanda Mara batting next now for the Chargers.
Stay on top of it, one. Stay on top.
Could be a small ball situation here very early in the game. Maybe a chance to get one in scoring position early. It is a bunt. It's a pretty good one. Third baseman makes a good play, though. Nice pickup there by McClooney. We talked about it yesterday. McClooney was involved in the key play of the game against Southern Indiana in the 6th inning with a runner on and nobody out. Jen Leonard bunted. McClooney picked it up, hesitated a little bit, waiting for somebody to cover second, fired to second, trying to get the lead runner. Was a hair late on the throw, and then it just caved in on Wayne State after that. 3 hits, produced 4 runs, and the defending national champions had the victory. It's a ball that's on the outside edge to Sam Catron, the shortstop. Runner at second, 1 out here. Good pitch from Guitar there. Had a good bit on that fastball. And Catron was late on it. 0-2 the count here to the shortstop for Hillsdale. Hillsdale, the surprise team emerging from the GMAC this year. I think most people expected it would be Ohio Dominican, but Hillsdale made it through the tournament after what had been a kind of an average year. They're still below 500 for the season. Here's a ball in the air to right field, coming hard, making the diving catch there. He's the right fielder. Here's the throw across the diamond. Boy, oh boy. Possibly a mistake out there by the runner, Kish, at second base. What a terrific play, though, by Wayne State's Rachel Clayton to grab that ball near the line, and Kish was not on the bag waiting to tag. I guess she thought if she could play it kind of halfway-ish, she could score if that ball had gotten loose, but not only did it not hit the ground, they don't advance the runner. So big break for Guitar after that fly out by Catron to right field, and here is Jessica Taylor, the third baseman, hitting from the left side in this game. An inordinate number of left-handed hitters in this Hillsdale lineup. In the air to center field. No trouble at all out there for the center fielder, Monica Daly. She's got it in her glove for out number 3. Nothing across for Hillsdale. Second inning coming up. It's Wayne State 2, Hillsdale nothing on the Grand Valley Sports Network.
After 1, it's Wayne State 2, Hillsdale 0. Hey fans, how the road are here. Share your experience. Connect with other fans.
Bottom third of the batting order for Wayne State to start the second inning here against Hillsdale and Natalie Waters. Warriors scored 2 in their first go-round. That's a check swing just off the plate, says Victor Sina. The appeal down to the third base umpire, indicating no swing on the leadoff hitter here. It's Emma Adams playing at first base in this game for Wayne. Two 2-0 now. Adams, Emily Dodge, and Rachel Clayton. Hitters 7, 8, and 9 in this contest. Wayne State got out early. 2 singles, a walk, fielder's choice, and a flyout, delivering 2 runs. 3-0 now on the leadoff hitter. Good pitch on the outside edge. Emma Adams playing first base in this game for Wayne State. Emma Johnson playing first base for Hillsdale. Kind of a statistical improbability, you would think. Here's a hard smash to second. Good play by the second baseman for Hillsdale to get over there. Amanda Mara tosses across to Johnson for the first out of the inning.
Number 6, Emily Dodge.
Emily Dodge up there right now. A little bit late on that fastball from Natalie Walters. Walters really didn't do all that badly in the first. A ground ball up the middle, barely got past both her and her shortstop, Sam Catron. And then a bunt was not played perfectly well. That put 2 on. After a walk, she settled down and got the next 3 hitters, but a couple of balls that were in tough places. One a fielder's choice to second, another a pop fly to short right field. Were enough to chase home a couple of runs for the visiting team in this one, Wayne State. Rachel Clayton waiting on deck. 2-1 the count here. No indication really that Walters will be called upon to go the entire way. I suppose that depends on her performance, but Hillsdale's already got somebody up and tossing in the bullpen. So perhaps pitching by committee is the order of the day, maybe for both these teams. Little tapper to first, that couldn't be easier. Down there for Hillsdale is Emma Johnson, who put that one in her glove about a stride and a half away from the bag, and she retires Emily Dodge. 3 unassisted for the second out of the second inning, and Clayton steps in. Clayton, a .250 hitter for the year. 104 at-bats before the tournament. 1 home run, 11 runs batted in on the season. Walters missing down low. Grand Valley won the first game today. Tight pitching battle, 2-0. Interesting element of that is that the defending national champions did not start their ace pitcher, Jen Lenhart, who pitched yesterday against Wayne. She did come in the second inning and held Grand Valley scoreless the rest of the way, but you'd have to say that things worked out just beautifully for Grand Valley. Not only did it get the win that puts them into the essentially championship series if there are going to be 2 games tomorrow, but Leonard had to pitch and will likely have to pitch again in the third game of the afternoon against the winner of this one. That is a walk with 2 out to the number 9 hitter. So things working out very well for the Lakers. Allison Lepovsky, 1 run yesterday, no runs today. Gave up 1 run on a wind-aided home run late in the game against Hillsdale, but today gave up a single to Claire Johnson to start the game, and that was it. Struck out 10 and got a strikeout to end the game as well. So she was her dominating self, her usual dominating self. Here's a ball that's hit off the glove of the first baseman. It's into right field for a base hit. Throw coming into third, but well, Hillsdale took a little bit of a chance there. They're throwing the ball around. Kind of a late break by the runner Clayton from second to third. She got a little bit of dirt in her sock. She's dusted herself off, but it's a clean single. Well, not so clean, but a real single for Rainey Seneca with that one off the glove, a sharply hit ball that just got the top of the webbing of the mitt of Emma Johnson. But here's McClooney now, first and third with 2 out. So one of those innocuous situations, 2 out and the 9th hitter up, and suddenly Wayne State has a rally. That's the best pitch so far from Rachel Walters. Low and away and swung through by McClooney, who had a single and scored a run. Now Gary Bryce is going to call his hitter down. Don't think this is a question of a missed sign or anything like that. I think basically might have something to say with what the pitcher's throwing or what he perceives the pitcher to be doing. Certainly with 2 out and runners at the corners rather, McClooney, who's the leading hitter for Wayne State this year, is going to be getting the green light to just swing away and do whatever she can do. Really had a fine year. Her power numbers are way out beyond what anybody else has done for Wayne this season. 14 home runs, 32 RBIs, 14 other extra base hits. There's a wild pitch that will get the runner down to second, but it's not going to move the runner on third. Backstop is relatively close here at Grand Valley. You'd have to be on your pony from the get-go, and you'd probably need a kind bounce, but that one came crashing back toward Madison Stoner, the catcher for Hillsdale. 1-1 the count. McClooney, good hitter. There's a smash to left field, could score 2. Wayne's going to hold the runner at third, and it's a solid base hit by McClooney. So how do you do? 2 outs, the 9th hitter up. Hillsdale gives up a walk and 2 solid hits, and it's now a 3-0 game. And we're going to see a change right now as Hillsdale is not going to wait. Kyle Gross out of the dugout. He'll make the change. And we'll wait and see who's taking over for Wayne State in the circle. And the pitcher who's coming on is Cameron Olson, who pitched in relief yesterday and was effective against Grand Valley. So you can't wait too long in this one. It is an elimination game.
I know, right?
Pitching change for the Hillsdale Chargers. Now the circle number 14, Cameron Olson.
Olson comes on, replacing Natalie Walters. Who goes 1 2/3 and is responsible for the 2 runners who are out there right now. So she gives up 3 runs during her stint on 4 hits. She walked 2 and did not record a strikeout. So the first-year head coach, Kyle Gross, tries to counter the offense of the 38th year head coach, Gary Bryce, with this move to bring in Olson. Olson looked good in the game against Grand Valley yesterday. She came into a similarly tough situation and pitched effectively when Grand Valley had a chance to blow the game open. Brianna Kressler steps in now with runners at first and third. It all started with a 2-out walk to the number 9 hitter. Rachel Clayton got on board. Seneca delivered a hit. And then McClooney with the RBI. A sharply hit ball between third and short. And here is Kressler, who walked her first at bat. It's a good pitch there from Olson, coming in and throwing a strike right from the get-go. One and one the count on the shortstop for Wayne State. Wayne actually had a pretty good year. 33 wins, but a bit below 500 in the Great Lakes Conference. Lost 4 times to Grand Valley. Two and one the count. 3-1 now to Hannah McClooney. I think you want to be careful here if you're Cameron Olson. This is probably the best hitter you're going to face this inning. And you've got a base open with 2 gone, so you don't have to challenge her. But this is a ball to right field, playable out there and in the glove of Anna Dixon for out number 3. But another productive frame before the team from Detroit. Wayne State picks up another run. Bottom of the second coming up. Wayne State 3, Hillsdale nothing. Second inning now for Hillsdale. Victoria Addis, the designated player in this game, Madison Stoner and Emma Johnson. First 3 scheduled against Megan Guitar, who's gotten the support that she lacked yesterday. Her team scored no runs for her in that game against Southern Indiana, but they've already scored 3 times here today. The difference is they didn't have to face Jen Lenhart today, as they did yesterday. There's a smash that is just foul. Good turn on that ball by Addis. Hillsdale needs to start picking up some runs here. Addis with a good swing there. That ball is just away from Megan Guitar. Turned into quite a nice afternoon here. Still a bit on the chilly side in West Michigan, but mostly sunny skies right now. Temperatures in the low 50s. Probably not too difficult for the players. Here is Addis again, a big swing, and this carries over the head of the right fielder. It's down for extra bases. Let's see if she tries for 3. Gonna hold up with a double. That's the prudent move right there as Addis sends one up against the fence in deep right field for a leadoff double. We kind of had the feeling that Victoria Addis was going to be up to something in this at-bat. The first ball she ripped foul was the hardest hit ball we've seen in this game so far. And now Madison Stoner bats with a runner aboard and nobody out here. Check swing foul back to the screen. Victoria Addis, who just had that double, hit a home run in the game yesterday against Grand Valley against Allie Lepovsky on a high fly ball to right. Might have gotten some push from the wind, but still pretty impressive. This is in the air to shortstop, and there to pull that one down, Sam Catron. I should say Brianna Kressler for Wayne State. makes the catch
Now at bat,
for
first base,
out number 1.
number 22, Emma Johnson.
So on the pop-up to Kressler, Stoner becomes out number 1. And here's Emma Johnson batting for the first time. Another left-hander. Three 0 Wayne State here, bottom of the second inning. One out, runner at second, Victoria Addis, who's been just about all of the offense in this tournament so far for the Hillsdale Chargers. Double today, home run yesterday in a 6-1 loss. She's had some very, very good swings, and she's trying to ride home from second base here as Johnson took that strike toward the outside portion of the plate. Didn't go after that one. Kind of a waste pitch from Megan Guitar. Ashley Messina is the catcher for Wayne State once again today. On the infield, McClooney, Kressler, Seneca, and Adams. In the outfield, Emily Dodge, Monica Daly, Rachel Clayton from left to right. That is an off-speed pitch. Megan Guitar thought that one had dropped into the zone, but the umpire, Victor Sina, thought it stayed a little bit high. Count goes to 2-2 here. Johnson hanging in right now. Player from Howell, which is located about halfway between Detroit and Lansing, right on I-96. Attempted on the off-speed delivery. And now Megan Guitar goes to 3-2. Well, you've got to use your entire array of pitches at this level. You're playing in an NCAA tournament game, but you also have to be cognizant of the fact that your team's up 3-0. You want to hit the zone as much as possible. This will come out of play back behind home plate. Nice catch in the crowd there. Doesn't hardly seem fair. That gentleman was wearing gloves. We didn't even hear the smack of ball on flesh there. That's why he was so brave. Still 3-2 with one out. Runner at second for Hillsdale, down by 3 in this elimination game of the NCAA Division II softball tournament. Here's a ball into the gap, which will score a run. Addis will speed home. It's a solid base hit for Emma Johnson, who hung tough and delivered. And the Chargers are on the board. Good bit of work done there by Emma Johnson. Here's Anna Dixon, the right fielder, batting with a runner at first now. A run in. The margin down to 2. Good cut by Anna Dixon. Wants to keep it rolling here for her side. They'd love to pull at least one more back here. Just off the plate, says Victor Sina, 1-1. Still one game to come after the completion of this one. It'll be the winner of this game against Southern Indiana, which lost to Grand Valley 2-0 today. Grand Valley is finished until tomorrow. The Lakers will have 2 chances to win one game. This one gets away from the catcher and speeding down to second base goes Emma Johnson. So suddenly a runner in scoring position here for Hillsdale and a 2-1 count on Dixon. It's a player from Novi down in Oakland County near Detroit who went to Mercy High School in Farmington Hills. Yeah, it's in the air, in the circle. First baseman calling, look out. The pitcher did not have to move to catch that ball. I was watching Megan Guitar. She stopped right in the landing zone, and that ball came right to her. couldn't have been easier. The first baseman came over, wanted to help her out if she needed it, but in the end, Guitar catches that pop-up. And that'll leave it up to Sarah Wojcik playing in center field here in this game. Still a great chance, though, for Hillsdale. Good pitch there from Guitar. This player's got to get on by hook or crook if you're a Hillsdale fan, because you've got Katie Kish up next, and she's probably been the leading hitter in this regional so far. 2 yesterday, 1 today. Can't seem to get her out. That's back to the screen. 1 and 2 now on Wojcik. Player from Utica Eisenhower in the suburban Detroit area. School that produces a lot of good athletes in a lot of different sports. Just outside, good eye by Wojcik. You want that call if you're Wayne State, but it was clearly off the plate, and Victor Sena saw it that way also. 2 and 2. Swinging strike 3 from Megan Guitar to get out of trouble. But Hillsdale breaks through with its first run of the contest. We go to the third. Wayne State 3, Hillsdale 1 on the Grand Valley Sports Network. Brooke Turkle leading off for Wayne State here in the third inning. She batted in the first with the bases loaded, hit a ground ball back up the middle. Hillsdale was able to get a force out at second, but that allowed the first run to score. So an RBI for Turkle, 0 for 1 officially as she bats for the second time. Going against Cameron Olson, the reliever, who comes on for Walters, then pitches in relief for the second time this week. She pitched against Grand Valley yesterday. Walters not really with her best stuff in this game and was pulled after allowing 3 runs and 4 hits. Here's a sharply hit ball to right field, but right at the right fielder. Anna Dixon gloves it for the out. A little bit unlucky for Brooke Turkle there. Couldn't have hit it any better, but just didn't elevate it. And it goes as a line drive out to right. And that brings up Ashley Messina, the catcher. She hit a little pop fly into right field with runners at first and third in her previous at-bat back in the first inning. Ball was caught by Rainey Seneca, but Seneca bumped into, I should say that it was caught by Amanda Mara, rather, of Hillsdale, the second baseman. She bumped into her right fielder Dixon as they both converged on that ball, and that allowed McClooney to tag at third and score rather easily, almost without a throw. That's on the inside corner, called third strike. So Olson impressive in getting that out against Messina. Here's Megan Guitar batting for the second time in the ball game. Hit a ground ball to short in her first at bat. And And she's hit another one to short, and that's a big Sunday hop. Throw across is a little bit low from Catron, but a nice scoop up by Emma Johnson. And Wayne State goes quietly here in the third. Bottom of the third coming up. Hillsdale still trailing. It's Wayne State 3, Hillsdale 1. Top of the batting order here in the bottom of the third for Hillsdale. It's the seemingly ever-present Katie Kish coming up to bat. She's had 3 hits in the regional so far. Nobody has shown a really good notion of what it takes to get this player out. She kind of hits one toward first. She's going to try to outrun the first baseman and won't get there this time. Was just trying to squeeze that one past the pitcher. Almost like a push bunt style, but she took a swing at it. And that was picked up down there by Emma Adams, who beat her to the bag for out number 1. So Kish goes down. First baseman unassisted. Here's Amanda Mara, who sacrificed back in her first at bat in the opening inning. 0-1 the count here from Megan Guitar. That's a good pitch there too. Guitar was a tough customer yesterday. Held Southern Indiana scoreless through 5, and then one bang bang play really changed the whole complexion of that game. With a runner on, Southern Indiana bunted. Wayne tried to go to second to get the lead runner, failed to do so on a very close play, and then a few moments later, Southern Indiana had 4 up on the board. That's past the second baseman and into right field. That's a solid base hit right there for Amanda Mara. She's on for the first time today. That ball just squeezed underneath the glove of Franny Seneca down there at second base. She's got her head down right now, thinking maybe she could have done better on that one. Couldn't quite get onto it though, and here is Sam Catron. Hit a fly ball to right field, her first at bat. Wayne scored 2 in the first, 1 in the second. Hillsdale then got on the board itself in the second inning. In the air, short center field. That's in the glove of Monica Daly for out number 2.
It's the third baseman, number 9, Jessica Taylor.
Jess Taylor bats now. She was out on a fly ball to center her last at bat. Left-handed hitter. Hitting from the cleanup spot for the team wearing blue and white today. Good pitch from Guitar. Taylor would love to get on base here with Victoria Addis, who had a double in her first at bat in the on-deck circle. Watch out. They're going to throw it down there, but scampering back to the bag is Mara. Important at bat right here for Taylor. Addis had that double up against the fence and scored the run. She had a home run yesterday, so she is capable of changing this game with one swing. Here's a ball to center field, hit pretty hard and deep. It's going to be up against the wall. Hillsdale's going to score a run here. They wave the runner around, and she will score Mara. And it's a ringing double for Jessica Taylor to make this a one-run ball game. Just hit that one right on the button, did Jessica Taylor. And the game now has gotten a little bit closer, 3-2 with Hillsdale now bringing to the plate its hottest hitter in this tournament, Victoria Addis. Tall player hitting from the left side, slightly open stance. Good power as we've already seen. Guitar trying to work away from her a little bit. Two-out rally for Hillsdale, producing a run. A single by Mara and then a run-scoring double by Jessica Taylor, who's down at second base right now. This is straight up in the air. Catcher can't find it, or does she now? Oh, my goodness gracious. She never saw it, and again, that's a play where it just seems to me like if the catcher doesn't locate that ball, she's got to get rid of the mask. She was looking up and never really had a clue, and now a little bit of a puzzled look from the pitcher, Megan Guitar, saying, geez, tough hitter. We got her to pop it up. It was in foul territory, but the catcher just couldn't draw a beat on that one. I think Guitar might have been able to catch that ball herself, but she thought her catcher had it. Look out. And there's a breaking ball that hits Addis in the back. The runner at second has to return to her base, and maybe, just maybe, not the worst outcome for Wayne State. They got rid of a player who could have changed the lead in this game with one swing. First player we've seen in this region hit by a pitch. So 2 on with 2 out, and here's Madison Stoner. Things have gotten a little bit sticky right here for the Warriors, who broke out to a 3-0 lead, and now they're in danger of being pegged back. That's a strike from Guitar. You've got to wipe your memory clean if you're the pitcher and the catcher for Wayne State. Guitar reasonably upset over that missed opportunity on the pop-up, and the catcher just has to get over it. Here's a line drive to second base, and that'll spare the blushes further for Wayne State. Caught there by Seneca to end the uprising, but Hillsdale gets a run. We go to the fourth. It's Wayne State 3, Hillsdale 2 on the Grand Valley Sports Network. the second time in this game. It's the bottom third of the batting order for Wayne State. Hitters 7, 8, and 9. Adams, Dodge, and Clayton to face Cameron Olson. It's a good pitch on the outside corner here. Emma Adams was out second to first back in the second inning. First baseman in this game, wearing the green and gold of Wayne State. Not sure. I think it's a slightly lighter shade of green that the Warriors are wearing today. They wore the dark green outfit yesterday from head to toe. Off speed from Olson there, floated in just a little bit high. That's a pitch that I think if Emma Adams had to do it again, might have offered at that one. It was up in the hit me zone, but maybe a little too high for her, so she let it go by. 2-1 the count. In the air to center field. Actually drifting back into short center field is the second baseman to take that one. That is Mara for out number 1.
Now batting, it's the left fielder, number 6, Emily Dodge.
Wind is still blowing across out of the northeast from right field to left field, from the right field corner to the left field corner toward the flagpole. Exactly the opposite of what we had yesterday. Dodge hits one down to short. Good pickup there on a tough bounce. Play made by Sam Catron for out number 2. So 2 quick outs here in the Wayne State fourth. And that leaves it up to Rachel Clayton, the right fielder, who had a walk and scored the 3rd run for Wayne State back in the second. After 2 were out, the number 9 hitter got a walk and then 2 base hits, producing a run. Smash foul past Gary Bryce down there in the third base coach's box. Gary Bryce, 38 years. As the Wayne State coach, his top assistant, Pat Kent, has been here for 36. One and one to the number 9 hitter in the Wayne State lineup in this elimination game in the NCAA Division II Women's Softball Tournament. Loser goes home. Winner advances to play the third game today against the University of Southern Indiana, the defending national champions, who looked good but just couldn't muster any offense today in a 2-0 loss to Grand Valley. So Grand Valley's in a position where they get to rest Allison Lepovsky a little bit. She'll come back probably and pitch the first game tomorrow, and who knows, she might pitch until they're done playing tomorrow. Grand Valley certainly would like to end it with 1 victory in 1 game tomorrow, but these other teams have other ideas. Two and 2, just outside. Talking about last year's regional here at Grand Valley. Grand Valley was the top seed, hosted the tournament, lost its first game, fought all the way back through the losers bracket, had to win 2 the final day, beat Southern Indiana the first one, but could not do it twice. In the air to left field, chasing over toward the line. That's down. It's a fair ball for extra bases. And here we go again with Rachel Clayton. Is she going to try for third? No. She'll check up at second. It was a long run out there for Katie Kish. Couldn't quite get there, and that ball just landed fair. And for the second straight at bat, the number 9 hitter reaches and is in scoring position once again. Clayton with a 2-base hit. And here is Rainey Seneca. Quick visit out from Kyle Gross to talk to Cameron Olson. I think he's just talking about whether or not they're going to go after this hitter or the next one. These are 2 very good hitters coming up here for Wayne State. Seneca hitting .325 of the season. Led the team in at-bats. 17 extra base hits, but no home runs. But McClooney, who comes after her, has had 28 extra base hits. So I think the decision has to be to go after this hitter right here. No reason for Olson to feel too badly about that double right there. Opposite field just fell in. Ball in the air to right field. Very playable for the right fielder for Hillsdale, Anna Dixon has it in her glove for out number 3. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. It's still Wayne State 3, Hillsdale 2 on the Grand Valley Sports Network. Well, it was hitter 7, 8, 9 for Wayne State that half inning, and now it's Hillsdale's chance with the bottom 3rd in its order. Emma Johnson, Anna Dixon, and Sarah Wojcik batting here against Megan Guitar. 4th inning now. And Hillsdale looking for a run to tie this game up. Guitar has worked up and in a couple of times here to these lefty hitters. She hit Victoria Addis in the last half inning that she pitched. Johnson had a single in her first at bat. This is in the air on the right side. Tough play with the wind, but fighting in the sun and the breeze is the Wayne State first baseman, Emma Adams. And Emma retires Emma there. It's Adams on the catch. Johnson back to the dugout for Hillsdale. Anna Dixon bats next. She popped out her last at bat. In the air towards center field. Not too difficult here. And into the glove of Monica Daly for out number 2. So 2 quick outs here for Guitar, who pounds her glove approvingly at that play made by her center fielder. Breeze got that one a little bit as well. Started to push the ball away toward left field against Monica Daly, but she got on the move early and was able to handle it. And now it's Sarah Wojcik batting for the 2nd time, a strikeout victim back in the 2nd inning. Let's see if Guitar goes right after her and tries to get right back to the dugout. Nope. Bad release point on that one, sailing well outside, ball 1. 3-2 our score. Wayne State in this elimination game trying for its 2nd win of the year against Hillsdale. These 2 teams have had a tight go this year. Wayne State won in extra innings 4-3 earlier, and now this is a 1-run game as well. So Hillsdale just trying to climb back in and maybe squeeze past their former GLIAC rival. 2-0 the count here on Wojcik. And this is a little bit of a mistake, I think, by Megan Guitar here against the number 9 hitter. We've talked about the fact that Wayne State scored a run back in the 2nd, 2 out, nobody on. The 9th hitter walked and then scored eventually what is now the lead run in this contest. Guitar gets that one on the inside corner. That was maybe a little bit debatable from the standpoint of the hitter Wojcik. She thought that was inside, 3-1. I think what she has to do here is make sure she gets exactly what she wants or just let it go by. She's right on that pitch. Back to the screen, count goes full. In game 1 today, Allison Lipovsky of Grand Valley pitched a 1-hitter. She had a situation a little bit later in the game where she threw 3 straight balls and then came back to get a strikeout to end an inning. That is up in the air. Who's going to get it? The catcher this time is ready, and little basket catch this time for Ashley Messina, and that's out number 3. 5th inning coming up. It's still Wayne State 3, Hillsdale 2 on the Grand Valley Sports Network. Fifth inning here, Wayne State at bat against Cameron Olson. Off speed that time, and looked like Cameron Olson slipped a little bit coming off the rubber out there. 1-1 the count here. Facing a tough hitter who's had 2 base hits in this game, McClooney. 2-1 right now. Crowds the plate a little bit, does McClooney. Had an RBI back in the second when she scored Clayton with her second single of the ball game. Also singled and scored herself in the first. That's a little bit up and away ever so slightly. Victor Sena didn't like it enough to go up with the right hand. I think this is the go zone right here for McClooney. If Olson comes in with the pitch, she's going to try to get all over it. Good pitch, fouled back. Count goes full. 3-2 count in a 3-2 ball game. 3-2, the Warriors on top of the Chargers here. We're in Allendale, Michigan at Grand Valley State University for second round action in the NCAA Women's Softball Region. And there's Olson winning the battle that time with an outside delivery that McClooney couldn't find.
Now batting for the Warriors, the shortstop, number 12.
Kressler steps in now. There's a bullet down to first base and a leaping grab there. Superb play by Emma Johnson, who's going to get big congrats from her teammates. Well, she's probably the tallest player out of the field right now for her side, and she needed every inch of height that she possesses to grab that one. Just a shot off the bat of Kressler for out number 2. So here is Brooke Turkle. Takes off speed from Cameron Olson, who's been pretty impressive in relief against Grand Valley yesterday and today against Wayne State after her team had fallen behind. Little tapper, just foul. That one tiptoed down the foul line for about 6 or 8 feet before finally going foul. 0-1, or 0-2 now the count on Brooke Turkle. 2 gone here in the 5th inning for Wayne State. Warriors got 3 runs early, but they've had nothing going since then. Meanwhile, Hillsdale has been chipping away. A run in the second, another in the third, and they threatened in the 4th. The winner of this game will play Southern Indiana a little bit later on. Little tap. Oh, this is going to be a tough one. Not much of a chance to get the runner. And the second baseman never really got all the way over to the bag. Amanda Mara, it's doubtful that she would have been there in time to retire Turkle, who hit a little tapper in a spot that nobody could quite get to. So it's a little squibber for a base hit. And here's Ashley Messina batting now with 2 out, a runner at first. Hit on the nose to left field, off the glove of the left fielder. This could score a run. Bryce is going to wave his runner. There's an overthrow, and there's going to be no play at the plate. The left fielder out there, Katie Kish, couldn't hit Catron. And as a result, how about that? A 2-out rally. Turkle with a single and then a double off the bat of Messina. And Wayne State has built the lead back to 2 at 4-2 now. Just when you least expected it. 2 quick outs, and then Turkle hit about a 50-footer down the first baseline that nobody could play. She beat it out for a single, and then a solid double to left field past Kish. They're going to get a runner for Messina, the catcher here. And the indication down there was that they couldn't find the right headgear. There aren't any helmets left that fit. Trotting out is Rose Myers, the sophomore from Rochester Hills. Here's Megan Guitar, who could certainly help her own cause in a big way. She's been out short to first in both of her previous at-bats. First pitch swinging there. Wrapped it foul down the third base line. Rose Myers, who's in the game, was originally listed in the lineup yesterday as a starter, was a late scratch, and I don't think she ever did get into the game, playing for the first time now as the pinch runner for Messina. Here's a ball back up the middle. This should score a run too. It's going to be onto the plate. Throw coming in, and the runner will score the throw to second, and sliding in there is Megan Guitar. So a 2-out rally, a solid single by the pitcher, who finally got one past Sam Catron into center field, and full credit to the pinch runner, Myers, who was off at the crack of the bat, never looked back. She scampers home. And it's now a 5-2 ball game. So it's a single and an RBI for Guitar. She goes to second on the throw to the plate. And now for Wayne State, Emma Adams steps in. Adams in the air toward left field. Shouldn't be difficult for Kish, but the shortstop got in front of the left fielder and it bounced off her glove. Wayne State has scored again. Well, the wind was responsible for that. Kish had a long way to come. Never quite got to where she needed to be, and eventually it was the shortstop, Catron, who, with her back to the infield, reached out to try to grab onto that one, couldn't do it. And it goes as a bloop 2-base hit for Emma Adams. Boy, if you're an infielder today, you cannot give up on any ball, because we've seen that wind blowing in from right field, from the right field foul pole to the left field foul pole, cause a lot of difficulties. It's not blowing as hard right now as it had been, but enough there to cause a problem for Kish and for Catron, and now it's a 6-2 ball game. Out of nothing, Wayne State has struck for 3 here. And it all began with 2 outs against Cameron Olson. Ball fouled back to the screen off the bat of Emily Dodge. Well, with 2 out, Turkle hit a little tiddler down the first baseline that she beat out. And then Ashley Messina had a double to score a run. Guitar with a single to score a run, and then a double by Adams, a blooper. 4 consecutive 2-out hits for Wayne State to take a 6-2 lead. Hillsdale's got somebody warming up again. You've got to feel aggrieved if you're Cameron Olson. Here's a ball in the air to left field deep. Going back, Kish looking, it's over her head. It's going to be another extra base hit, another run, a double for Emily Dodge. And how do you do, Wayne State? Looks to me like we're going to get another change here in the circle. Boy, it's been a crazy inning for Olsen. She gave up a scratch single, another ball that probably should have been caught by somebody just behind shortstop. You can't give a good team a lot of extra outs, or really any extra outs at this stage of the season. 7-2 now. Wayne State with 4 runs here. With 2 out, a single, a double, a single, a double, and then another double. And make no mistake of it, we've seen a couple of balls that were hit pretty hard, especially that one off the bat of Dodge. And here's Rachel Clayton, who becomes the 8th hitter of the inning. It's been a productive frame for the visiting team in this one. Strike one. Just missing, says Victor Sena, the home plate umpire. 1-1 with 2 out. Well, not that long ago, Wayne State was just kind of hanging on by its fingernails as Hillsdale was scratching and kicking and making things tough. But now Wayne State has moved into a commanding lead. And you think about, you go back to the 3rd inning when Wayne State, when Hillsdale scored its 2nd run, and they had a couple people aboard when Stoner hit that line drive to second to end the inning. This is going to go foul down the left field line. Tapper to second. Easy play there, and Rachel Clayton is retired. Mara to Johnson for the final out, but Wayne State comes up big with 4. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Wayne State 7, Hillsdale 2.
This is the top of the order, left fielder, number 12, Katie Kish.
Bottom of the 5th inning now for Hillsdale. Katie Kish, 1 for 2 in the ball game, single in the 1st inning. 3 hits in the tournament so far, out on a grounder to first, her last time up. Running up and slapping one foul down the 3rd base line. Megan Guitar continues in the circle. There's a tapper to first again. Easy out there. As that ball is swallowed up by Emma Adams to retire Kish for the 2nd time today. Katie Kish is a senior from Grosse Pointe. Maybe on the verge of ending her college career today. An outstanding senior player who's 2nd team All-America selection this season. Her offensive stats have been eye-popping for a non-home run hitter, that is. Came into the tournament with a very lofty batting mark for her side this year. Had 69 hits coming into the tournament. She's had 3 more already. 400-plus hitter for the year, but hasn't caused too much difficulty for Wayne State today. Amanda Mara, though, with a solid base knock into left field. That ball hustled back in very quickly by Emily Dodge out there. So Mara, with her second hit of the ball game, she's now 2 for 2 with a sacrifice. Catron comes in now. Hillsdale's going to continue to work it. Down 5 right now, but they've shown a pulse offensively in the last couple of innings against Guitar. Here's a ball up in the air, short left field, shortstop tracking back. Center fielder calls her off. Brianna Kressler gave way to Monica Daly. Always an easier play for the player coming in. And the wind, not much of a factor right now for the first time during the tournament. It blew quite hard during the first game. It blew very hard yesterday during the 2 games. And right now the flag out in the left field corner, not moving around in the breeze very much at all. Jessica Taylor bats next. Takes a strike. Taylor had a solid 2-base hit in her last at bat. Jumped out of the way of that one. Down 5 runs, you might want to think about staying in the way of one of those pitches, but instinctively a hitter wants to hit. Tap to third, big hop, the toss across. That's out number 3. McClooney taking care of Jessica Taylor. We go now to the 6th inning. Wayne State 7, Hillsdale 2 on the Grand Valley Sports Network. Top of the 6th inning here for Wayne State. This will be the leadoff hitter, Rainey Seneca, batting first against Cameron Olson. Swings through that delivery for strike 1. 2 runs for Wayne in the first, another in the second. Hillsdale fought back to make it 3-1 in the bottom of the second. Hillsdale got another run in the third and threatened in the fourth before Wayne got out of trouble. And then the Warriors with a late 2-out rally, scoring 4 times in their last at bat. They had 5 straight hits, a couple that were a little bit dubious, an infield roller, and then a pop fly that fell in for a double behind shortstop. This is in the air toward the circle. Pitcher trying to get out of the way. The third baseman's going to squeeze it. That is Jessica Taylor taking charge, and that's out number 1. Hannah McClooney bats next. She's had a good ball game so far. 2 singles, an RBI, and a run scored. High fastball there. Boy, at times, Olson has looked downright overpowering, but she did get tagged a little bit in that 5th inning. Here's a line drive toward the gap in right center. It's down. Will it go for extra bases? I believe it will. No problem for McClooney. That ball was in front of her. She could see it the entire way and cruised into second with a 1-out double. So 3 hits for McClooney in this game. And the batter will be Brianna Kressler, who's 0 for 2 with a walk.
The shortstop, number 12, Brianna Kressler.
Number 2 hitter for Wayne State on the season with a .359 batting average. McClooney was the team leader at .423. There's a ball in the air toward right, short right field. Catch made, no tag, and quickly back to the bag goes McClooney after Kressler flies out. Swinging on the first pitch, and that'll leave it up to Brooke Turkle. She started the rally in the 5th with a little roller down the first baseline that she beat out. Scored the first of 4 runs in that frame for her side. In the air on the left side out of play. Wayne State would like to get one more, but with the usually reliable Megan Guitar in the circle, they feel they can get it to the clubhouse probably with a 5-run lead and only 6 outs to go. Brooke Turkle from St. Jacobs, Ontario. One of a half dozen or so players for this Wayne State team from Canada. But they've got them from all the hockey towns as well. Guelph, Kitchener, Brampton. Play some softball there as well. On the outside corner. 2-2 the count to Brooke Turkle. Messina, the catcher, waiting on deck. Pitch up a little bit. Still some action in the Hillsdale bullpen. Here's a ball that's hit off the end of the bat into left field. Boy, oh boy, surprising they didn't try to score. Runner down to second base, but to me, I would think with a 5-run lead, you'd be a little more aggressive than that. McClooney checked at third with 2 outs. She's got to be running all the way there. I think that was a chance squandered by Wayne State, but Gary Bryce is right there with a 5-run lead. And 2 out, I think you make them throw you out, which they would not have done there. But runners at second and third now for Messina. We'll see how it works out. Have to wait to see what the official score says. I think it's probably a 2-base hit. Here's a ball deep to left. It's got home run distance. Goes just foul, actually off the top of the fence in left field. That's the first ball that we've seen threaten the left field fence since Nicoma Holman yesterday hit one out early in the Grand Valley game. So apologies to Gary Bryce. Maybe he knew his catcher had a long ball inner. 1-1 count. Little tapper foul. One and two here to Ashley Messina with 2 out, 2 runners in scoring position. Cameron Olson's got to dial up something special. The pitch runs away, 2-2. Good opportunity here for Wayne in a critical position for Hillsdale. They've got to find an out here. That's good work by the batter there to spoil that one. Wayne State senior trying to extend her career and season here in this game against Hillsdale. Loser this one goes home. Winner moves on to face Southern Indiana. Right back over the top. Wayne State scored 4 in the 5th. They've got a chance for a couple more right here in the 6th inning. Be interesting to see the pitching matchup in the next game. If this scoreline holds, would Wayne State come back with Guitar, their ace, or would they try somebody else? And will Jen Leonard be pitching for Southern Indiana? Well, pop up on the infield, and that's squeezed by Catron for out number 3. So we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Still 7-2 Wayne State here today at Grand Valley. It will be Victoria Addis leading off for Hillsdale here in the bottom of the 6th inning today in Game 2 of the Midwest Division II Softball Regional at Grand Valley. The home side, Grand Valley, won the first game over Southern Indiana, the national champions of 2018. It was 2-0 behind Allison Lipovsky, who pitched a one-hitter and struck out 10. If Wayne State can win this game, they'll face Southern Indiana a little bit later on this afternoon, and still another elimination game. Here's Addis, who got hit by Guitar with a pitch in her last at bat, and the one before that she had a double, eventually ended up scoring a run. Home run yesterday for Addis against Lipovsky of Grand Valley. She's had some mighty fine swings from the left-hand side. Just before her double today, she ripped one down the line in foul territory, and then came back and belted a double right after that. So she's dialed in. She's faced Megan Guitar in the past. Takes it away, 3-0. I think if you're Megan Guitar right here, you just got to start laying it in there. Don't be thinking about strikeouts. Pitch to contact and get your team off the field and rested before the next game, if there is a next game. Good pitch there from Guitar, right down the middle, strike one. I think Victoria Addis might take another look here as well. Hillsdale needs runners, and they need a bunch of them. Down to their final 2 at-bats, trailing by 5. Oh, and here's a drive to right. It's pulled well foul. Boy, and this one would have been out too. She can elevate the ball. There's no question about that. That was very similar to the one she hit off Lipovsky yesterday. It looked a little more casual yesterday. She had a high fly ball that looked like Brooke Henning might get under, and it just kept carrying. The win yesterday was completely different, and there's no win right now, and this is not a player who needs win to hit a home run. 3-2. Oh, it floated in there. Megan Guitar completely fooled her with off speed. 3-2 and made it work. That's a great pitch when it works out. So Addis, who had been on twice, is retired to start the 6th. And here is Madison Stoner, who hit a line drive with 2 on and 2 out, her last at bat to the second baseman. Here's a smash to short. Up with it is Kressler. Good firm throw across, and that's out number 2.
Men for the Chargers, first baseman, number 22.
Emma Johnson bats next. 1 for 2 in this game, a single and a ground out. Hillsdale down to its final 4 outs in the 2019 season, unless the Chargers are able to get something rolling here. This is a ball in the air to center, right into the glove of Monica Daly for out number 3. We're heading to the 7th. Wayne State with a margin. It's Warriors 7, the Chargers 2 here in the Grand Valley Sports Network. Seventh inning now. It's the pitcher, Megan Guitar, leading off. She had a key hit in the 4-run uprising in the 5th, a single up the middle that scored a run. She later rode home herself on a base hit by Emily Dodge. Guitar, first pitch swinging, drives it foul. One more game to come at the conclusion of this one. We expect that well, I'm thinking it's going to be sometime around between 4:15 and 4:30 for the game between Southern Indiana and the winner of this one. Guitar hits a little roller to second. That's no trouble at all. Amanda Mara over to Emma Johnson for the first out here for Wayne State in the top of the 7th.
At bat is the first baseman, number 9.
Emma Adams steps in now. 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored. That came back in the 5th. Left-hander facing Cameron Olson. Just inside. A few groans there. I think the hitter helped the call a little bit there by straightening up and jumping out of the way. Olson. Appeal for the call on the check swing, and the third base umpire, Tony Sullivan, said nothing doing. 2-0 now to Emma Adams. (3-0). Guitar resting up in the Wayne State dugout. She's going to try to finish this one off. She's not going anywhere, and there's nobody even up or even in the bullpen right now for Wayne State. That pitch is on the inside portion of the plate. 3-1 count now with 1 gone in the 7th. Emma Adams, the first baseman for Wayne State, facing Cameron Olson. And that's ball 4. And that'll bring up Emily Dodge, who also had a 2-base hit in that 4-run 5th inning. Wayne State had 3 doubles among the 5 consecutive hits that it had to score those 4 runs. And Olson burning a little bit of oil right now, perhaps, after a long stint in relief of Natalie Walters. Nobody throwing for Hillsdale, so for better or for worse, it's Cameron Olson who's going to have to finish this one out. Tap to third, foul. One and one pitch. In the air, just out of play. Another good catch by a Wayne State fan this time in the seats. Here's the bad news. Unlike that home run ball in Detroit yesterday that was captured by a Tiger fan off the bat of Albert Pujols, that one's not going home. Or I should say it's not coming back. Throw to second base there on the grounder to deep short. Pulled the second base player, Amanda Mara, off the bag. Catron had to hurry it over there. But Adams got down very quickly. And on the fielder's choice, Dodge is on to put two on now for Wayne State with one out. And now finally Cameron Olson will give way. It'll be Walters who comes in to perhaps finish this one off. Walters started this game and is the flex player and allowed to return.
Re-entering to pitch for the Hillsdale Chargers, number 10, Natalie Walters.
I think that was just a humanitarian move by the Hillsdale coach, Kyle Gross. He just saw that his pitcher, Olson, had been out there for such a long time and had given it such a good shot. She was just pretty much out of gas. So Walters with a chance to maybe get her team out of a little bit of a jam here in the top of the seventh. 2 on, 1 out with Rachel Clayton coming to the plate. Clayton walked and scored a run. The third run of the ball game for Wayne State. And what will perhaps turn out to be the winning run of this game. Commented on it back in the second inning. She walked with 2 out, the number 9 hitter, and then 2 base hits. The second by McClooney to produce a run that made it 3-0. So Clayton at bat right now against Walters. Hits it hard into left field. Bryce is going to hold the runner up again, I think advisedly so this time, but the loaded bases here for Wayne State. On the base hit by Clayton, who greets Walters with a sharp single past third. So now, chance for Wayne State to finish this one off once and for all. Rainey Seneca bats here. Over the plate, but low, says Victor Sena. Ball 1. Infield in slightly at all positions here for Hillsdale. Tapper foul, quickly an 0-2 count, or I should say a 1-1 count. 7-2, it's Wayne State on top of Hillsdale. Winner gets Southern Indiana. And the final game of the day here at Grand Valley. Grand Valley won earlier, 1-2 now. That is right toward our truck over there. Missed all the guys in there. I want to give a nod to the people who have worked the cameras today for us. Mitch Visser at first base. Brad Scott at third. Behind the plate, Mark Washburn and the redoubtable Dave LaFerge McLeod. In center field out there by himself. Two and two now. Ooh, my goodness gracious. That was a foul ball that, I don't know if that got any piece of Hannah McClooney, who's in the on-deck circle. She dropped the bat, and I think she just got out of the way. A little embarrassing for the hitter. But a good thing that McClooney was dialed in. Like boxing now, I guess. Defend yourself at all times. Line drive to right field. This will score at least one. Ball bobbled out there in right field. Bryce again holding the runner. And Wayne State comes up with only one on that play on the single by Seneca. So now a 6-run lead. And the chance for a lot more. McClooney swings through that pitch. I think she's still trying to get over the fact that she was almost beamed in the on-deck circle by her teammate on a foul ball. Bases remain loaded. Walters has got to do something here to keep her team in it. One and one the count. Two and one the count on Hannah McClooney. 3 for 4 in the ball game. 2 singles, a double, an RBI, and a strikeout back in the 5th. That's out of play. Just one gone here in the top of the 7th. Wayne State has scored a run. They have the bases loaded right now. And they'd like to finish off Hillsdale right here. That is a swing and a miss and a strikeout for McClooney for the second out of the inning. So here's Kressler bats with 2 gone now. Seventh batter to bat in this inning for Wayne State. That foul ball out of play makes it strike 1. A little bit later this afternoon, Southern Indiana against what increasingly looks to be Wayne State in another elimination game. Little tap foul right off the plate. Kressler a little bit unhappy with herself for not doing more with that pitch. Going to the count to the number 3 hitter for Wayne State. Look out. Kressler just able to duck out of the way of that one. Big inning for Wayne State was the 5th when they scored 4 runs after the first two batters of the inning were retired. Here's a smash to second. Big bounce there, but bobbled. They go to second for the force. Smart play by Amanda Mara to Catron to end it here for Wayne State. We go to the bottom of the 7th. It's the Warriors 8, Hillsdale 2, today on the Grand Valley Sports Network. Last opportunity for the Hillsdale Chargers here in the 2019 softball season. They're down to their last 3 outs, and they face a big uphill climb against Wayne State from Detroit. The Warriors behind Megan Guitar lead it by the count of 8-2. And it'll be hitters 8, 9, and 1. Dixon Wojcik and the All-American outfielder Katie Kish First three scheduled here against Megan Guitar, who I suspect is going to try to hit the zone as many times as she can here in the final inning. Doesn't want to mess around too much. Dixon in the ball game 0 for 2. That is in the air towards center field. Circling under this one is Monica Daly, who's been pretty busy out there. She's played her position quite well, and she's got that for out number 1. So Dixon out on a fly to center. That'll bring up Sarah Wojcik. Actually, with Walters re-entering the game, she takes over this spot. And it's Natalie Walters batting now instead of Wojcik, who was 0 for 2 during her time in there. That's a strike from Megan Guitar. It's fouled back to the screen. Good cut by Walters. But Megan Guitar doing exactly what you'd want a pitcher to do with a 6-run lead in the final inning. She needs 2 outs. She could allow a couple of base hits here, but she doesn't want to walk anybody or take an inordinate amount of time. She just wants to get it and throw, and a little too quickly that time. Kish is on deck. One and 2 count. And here's a ball back up the middle into center field for a base hit. So Natalie Walters, who came into the regional tournament hitting .296, delivers the base knock right there. She's a pretty good hitter, had 3 home runs on the year. And Guitar looks in, and she'll have to get her nemesis here, Katie Kish, who she has handled quite nicely today. Gave up a single in the first inning, and then got the next 3 hitters. Kish runs up as if to slap that one to the left side. You kind of wonder what this hitter would do if she would just stay in the box. I know a lot of people can only get on base if they're slap hitters, but she looks to me like she could dig in there and spray it to all fields. But that's the way that she has been used this season. Runs up again on that one. I think that you have to be incredibly disciplined as a left-handed hitter to run toward the pitcher and not be pulling off the ball. That's a pretty fine line. Some hitters can do it, probably many can't. Kish ran up on that one, tried to inside out it to left field and got it well foul. Count goes to 1 and 2 with Amanda Mara on deck. Kish is a senior, so is Mara. Hillsdale also loses Jessica Taylor this year. That's a smart pitch from Guitar there. Kind of worked in with a breaking ball, and Kish was pretty much unprepared. All she could do was get in the way of that one and foul it off. So some pretty substantial losses on this Hillsdale team next year. Little tapper foul. Earlier today, Grand Valley beats Southern Indiana 2-0 behind Allison Lepovsky, who's given up just 1 run in 2 games so far. And she'll certainly be the starting pitcher for Grand Valley in the first game tomorrow against the survivor of today's action. 2 and 2 now. Interesting situation for Guitar. She doesn't want to groove one to this hitter, but by the same token, she doesn't want to put somebody on with a walk. Oh, that's a good play there. She went inside on the breaking ball again. That one just ate up Kish, who's going to pop to the pitcher in what will likely be her final college appearance. Getting some nice applause from the Hillsdale fans who stand up to applaud what she's done during her years with the Chargers. Kind of a disappointing way to end your final season. But credit to the pitcher there who got in on her fist and got her to pop up. A ball to center field, playable, and in the glove of Monica Daly to finish off the 7th inning and to give Wayne State the win. Megan Guitar goes the distance, and Wayne State eliminates Hillsdale from the NCAA tournament by virtue of the victory. The final score 8-2. Walters takes the loss. Guitar bounces back from yesterday's defeat against Southern Indiana to get the win, and Hillsdale will play again in 2020, but for Wayne State, it's a date with Southern Indiana a little bit later on this afternoon. Wayne State the winner over Hillsdale 8-2. We'll be back in about 45 minutes or so for our final broadcast of the day. For our broadcast crew, I'm Tom Cleary. Thanks for being with us here on the Grand Valley Sports.